Hello, this is Adam from Scan Pro Audio here today with another video for you and another request. I secretly mentioned a few weeks ago about somebody that sent me some secret EQ settings which make your PA sound amazing, and I said I'd share them. Well, today is that very day when I share those settings for you. So don't forget, you can leave a comment on any of our videos that we do, and I'll do my very best to either answer them in the comments, or of course I can feature them on a future video. And don't forget, if anybody asks a question, don't wait for me to answer. If you know the answer, jump in straight away and we can all help each other. Let's grow this community that we're all building. So thank you so much to everybody that subscribed to our channel, and long may this continue moving forward, bringing this top quality content for you to not only can it help you sound great at home, but hopefully it can inspire you into playing for many years to come. And don't forget, we've got lots more content coming. I've secretly whisked away a Ketron event, and I'm preparing some content on not only the Ketron event, but of course the well-requested EVM module. So we've got all those coming up in a future series too. The issue, I'll be honest with you, the issue why I haven't been able to do a video yet on the EVM is because simply we haven't had the stock. The minute those products arrive, they just disappear. So we've got a great set of videos coming up very soon, of course, all about Ketron event, Ketron event X, and of course the new EVM module, which of course would work great with a PaAS or a Genos 2, and it allows you to plug via MIDI into your keyboard a little module and you control it with a touchscreen. So that is a module that I don't think we've ever had in stock for the last 12 months. They come in, they disappear, they come in, they disappear. So I'm not quick enough to grab one off the shelf and open one up to do a video. So yeah, I did do it once, but a good mate of mine, Lee Wilbraham, has stolen it and bought it from me, so he's using it on his channel. So go and check out Lee's content at Lee Wilbraham on YouTube that he's been doing on the Ketron event and the Ketron event EVM. Anyway, back to today. So a good friend of mine, many years ago, you may recall when I was at Korg, I used to run a very popular series of webinars called Korg World with my old mate Luke Edwards from Korg. I have asked Luke if he can come up and share some of his wisdom with us all, but I think they might be keeping him locked away in a box until version 1.4 comes out, and they might release him on us all to explain about these new features on the Pa5X coming up later in the year. So when I was doing this Korg World webinar, the difference between that webinar and what we're doing here today is that it was filmed live. So you could tune in on a Tuesday at 6 o'clock or whatever it might be, and I could see the questions on a screen, kind of like what I did with Paul the other day on Keyboard Academy UK on YouTube, where it was live and you could ask questions live and I could answer questions. So I'd kind of sit down and do a webinar and got no idea what I was going to do. It was kind of literally run by the community. So maybe when we get to a certain level in our community, maybe that's something that you would like us to feature in the future. You know, we do these videos, we try and do these videos every week for you. I know we've had a bit of a delay with the refurb that we've had with the studio, but maybe that's something else we could do. Maybe we could do a video feature every week and a live session every week. So if you'd like us to do that, please let us know in the comments below, and that's something that we can do. But back in the day, me and my old mate Luke, we would sit there and we'd do these webinars, and one guy added me on Facebook. Yeah, I'm not opposed to anybody adding me on Facebook. You can certainly find me on there and you can add me and you can kind of see what I've been up to. And of course you can keep in touch with the concerts that I'm doing, etc. But he sent me a little message and it was basically saying, "Hi Adam, please put these settings into your PA4X as it was at the time and let me know what you think." So I put them into my 4X and it literally blew me away. And this is a gent called Chris Powells. I hope I've said your surname correctly there, Chris. He very kindly sent me some EQ settings, which I've currently got on my phone here. I want to kind of do it step by step to give you an idea how you can achieve these sounds yourself, and you can have some fun at home, maybe experimenting too. So the first thing is, for those of us that have got a PaAS system at home, if we go into settings and into waves, you can see now it will always default and load up a preset, which is, of course, default. Which, for those of us that have a PaAS system at home, like I do, I have a PaAS. I can't use my Pa5X without a PaAS system, whether I'm playing live or whether I'm simply playing it in the shop or at home. I always use a PaAS system, and the beauty is, of course, it clips on, there's no wires, and it will automatically connect. But I can guarantee that probably 90% of us at home are using the wrong EQ setting. So as standard, it will always be on default. But what you want to do is flick that to the PaAS system default and try that at home. It gives it a slight lift. Try it, see what you think at home. And if you're finding that it has made a difference, what you can actually do with the keyboard is you can force it to load a preset when the keyboard boots up. And also you can actually set a different EQ for when you have to plug your headphones in. So for example, if you're finding that your headphones that you've got, I don't know, they might be quite cheap, or they might not have the bass that you want to hear, or for example you've got issues with your hearing and you might not want to use a hearing aid or whatever, and you might want to have a different preset when you're using headphones, because you might want to take your hearing aid out and you know it might be more comfortable without it, so you might want a different EQ setting. Korg have thought about that. So if we actually go to the default preset button here, we can actually set what the defaults are when we switch the keyboard on. So the first one here is audio out and headphones. So if you're playing with a PA system regularly and you want to have that as your preset, or you're using headphones all the time and you want to select a preset for that, we simply touch at the top here, select that we want. So we might want boost as an example, or we might want live stage, which is a great one for using with a PA system. And we've got blank ones as well, which we can also use as well. But this is a really good one to use for that. Or we've got the amplification system. So for example, if no headphones are used, it will automatically pick up the PaAS system. So we might want that one to be the PaAS system default, and that's it. So now if I switch off the keyboard, switch it back on, it will automatically have remembered those two settings. But what we're going to do today is we're going to kind of use these. So thanks so much to Chris Pa5X for sending me these, and I thought what we would do is go through it one at a time, and we'll input each one of these settings, and you can see I've just got them on my phone here, into the keyboard. So the first thing I want to do is touch at the top left hand corner where we've got the gain, and we need to turn that to 5.1. Now you'll notice now in the screen it starts from the center point and then jumps up to the 5.1 that we want. Now I don't want it to do that. I kind of want to start at 5.1, and that where it will continue on our EQ curve. And the way we do that is we use this preset here. Now you can see at the moment, what this basically means is it will start at 0 and jump to the point where we want it to be. Well, I don't want that. I want it to start at 5.1. So we touch it so it looks like an open fork. That way. Yeah, and that's the one that we want. So it starts at 5.1. So the next one we need to do is we want it to then drop down to 2.8. So we turn this to 2.8, leave 81 in frequency and 1.19 in the Q. The next one along we want 2.5, and we want it to be 136, and then we want it to 2.03. Then the next one along, we want it to be 2.5 again, to give it that nice sort of flat center point. Leave it at 645, sorry, and then we want to move the Q to 0.88. Next one along, 5.3. Then 2048, and the next one is 1.02. Next one along after that is we want it to be 2, 6502, and 1.33. And the final one, 5.1. The frequency needs to be 11,585. And then 0.43. And then you can see at the end there is a drop off where it goes back to 0, and I don't want that, just like at the beginning. So the tail we want to change to be, it ends at gain at 5.1. So that is the setting for the max audio. Now the next one we need to do is adjust the masters, because the other thing is as well, if you're not interested in doing all these different EQs and gains and you don't really get it, kind of like me, you've got a really nice simple bass treble stereo volume. Yeah, really easy, and you can set this yourself, but he's actually given me some presets for this too. So the first one is the bass. He sets at 46.5, a man after my own heart, loads of bass, which I like to see. The treble he sets at 33.9. The stereo he sets to 55.1. 55.1, and the volume he has at 9.1. And then switch them all on. So once you've done that and you've finalized this setting, what we can now do is we can give it a name. We can save it. Yeah, so I'm going to give it a name, and I'm going to give it I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Let's give it Chris's name. So just simply give it a name like that, press OK. And it asks me now, where do I want to save it to? Just like when we're saving a keyboard set. So I'm going to just pick one of these blank banks in here, save it into there, click save, and there you go. So now whenever I want to load in that setting, I simply switch on my keyboard, go into settings, into waves, touch at the top and load it in. And don't forget, if this becomes a favorite of yours, you can then of course go to default, and it can be the default one if you wanted it to be. So whenever I'm using my audio out, or even if I'm using my PaAS system, that's the sound I want it to play. Now there's no point me playing this for you now, because at the end of the day we're in a highly produced space, volumes have been capped, so you probably won't even hear the difference. So this is a really good opportunity for you, before you put any of these settings in, just play your keyboard, put the settings in, save it, and then play it again and hear the difference. And of course what we can do is we can actually go into waves, load in the default setting, load in Chris's settings. Now I can hear the difference in here, but whether or not you can at home on the video will be difficult to tell. But try it out and really give that one a go. So don't forget, if you've survived and you've got to the end of this video, every credit to you, because like I said, it's quite laborious changing all those different EQs. But I will also post as a post, so don't forget, I'll show you once again. If you simply go to YouTube on your phone, so I'm just going to do that now. So you can see here, I'm going to go to the Scan Keyboards website, YouTube channel, sorry, there it is. And then you can see at the top here, we've got home, videos, playlists and posts. If I move to posts, you can see images. I'm going to post them in there. Like to give a big thanks to Chris for sharing those amazing settings. So there we go, that's what I love, this community. So if you've got your favourite sounds, your favourite features, please drop me a message. Like you say, you can add me on Facebook, you can send comments here on YouTube. Please drop us a message, because we'd love to either feature what you've been doing at home, or of course feature some of the great features that are available on this PA5X. And don't forget, if you're bored of me waffling on at PA5X and you want me to do some more stuff on Genos 2, or of course the Ketron products, please drop us a text or a message or a comment on the videos and let us know, because we are going to start mixing it up now quite a bit. I've got Steve Hubble coming from Korg to do some more PA5X content. We've got Simon coming back from Yamaha later on in the year to do some more content on Genos 2, and particularly sort of how we connect it to Cubase. So that's something that's quite new, something that I don't think anybody's ever done before, certainly on YouTube. So I'm quite interested to get involved in that. And of course, we've got Lee Wilbraham doing loads of great Ketron content on his channel for us. I'm going to be doing some on here, and I'm trying to get hold of Ian Griffin. So for those of us that know Ian, he's a very well-known Ketron player and a very, very good friend of mine. The difficulty with Ian, he lives in the south of Wales, so he lives a long, long way from me. So we've got various festivals coming up later in the year, and of course he has a full concert programme. So when he's up in the north, he's promised me to drop by, and we're going to sit down together and tear apart a Ketron event and go right through, because some of the sounds that he's made on that instrument are phenomenal, and he said he would gladly share them with us, which is really exciting and something that we can give away for free. So for those of you that are a Ketron event player, just watch out for that. So we've got loads of great content coming up in the next few weeks and months, and of course, like always, any ideas, suggestions, this channel is only alive because of all you guys that watch at home and share with your friends. So for now, that's it. My name is Adam. This has been Scan Keyboards at Scan Pro Audio. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now.